much. So just press this one. Okay. Thank you very much. My presentation is about the experience in retrofitting existing buildings to become zero energy buildings. All the ways actually, when we mention about zero energy building, we always start designing from the beginning. In fact, when I attend the training in Japan about zero energy, is starting with new building. But when I come back to Malaysia, because looking for how to make the zero energy building for new building is not that easy. But when understand about the methodology of this zero energy building, and in fact, sometimes existing building is much easier to make it zero if we found the what they call opportunities, especially old building. Okay, about this building, it's a very simple building, a small building, a single floor, and the operation of the building is also very straightforward. They don't have centralized heavy chillers and so on, just an amount of split units, direct usage of a building. And we target ZEB ready, meaning to say minimum 50% of the energy reduced by energy efficiency. So thanks to the new methodology of the zero energy building by ISO 23764, which is also proposed by the Japanese earlier to the ISO, because with that definitions makes more easy to convince the building owner in terms of performance how to make a zero. A lot of people thought when make a zero, it must be net zero. But with this ZEB family series, starting with ZEB ready, the building owner was convinced because, oh, I thought it must be net zero, but when mentioned about 50%, it is possible and they're motivated. And this building have been reduced up to 64% energy by energy efficiency, no renewable energy, but they plan to have a renewable energy on the floor, on the roof to make it maybe near zero or net zero in future. It received what they call certification of zero energy building. In Malaysia, we actually have a zero energy building certifications under the Green Pass, and also National Energy Award, and also the ASEAN Energy Award. And the approach is step by step. They started back in 2018 with less than 30% energy savings by doing energy management and so on. This is how we convince the building owner, meaning to say, it's not like the green building, you straight away to what you want to achieve. But under the zero energy building, of course, 50%. But if you not manage to get 50%, it's okay. You can increase the saving gradually over years by doing some what I call improvement and so on. But we motivate them through the certificate Green Pass, so that they feel that motivated and proceed the next year, what the next to do for the improvement. This building is owned by one of the local authorities in Malaysia, Majlis Bandara Petaling Jaya, one of the biggest local authority in Malaysia. And it is a single building, and the floor area is about 2,000 square meter. We always use net floor area when we mention building energy index. And the consumption is about 106,000 kilowatt hour per year. And the latest in 2019 is only 37,000. So meaning to say, starting from 2015 and 2016, they started to do the energy management, energy audits, retrofitting, and until 2009. I will show later. So the nature is more to service the community in terms of facilities, sports, to the surrounding communities there. So the approach is actually start with a very basic energy management, which is energy audit. They didn't do very heavy energy audit because the building is simple, so just do a quick energy audit. So meaning to say, first identify the potential savings. Of course, some savings actually exceeding the payback period, but over the time, they just do whatever that viable that time. And then from there, after audit, identify the potential saving and put into the proposals to upgrade, retrofit the system, building system to the management, so they get budgets and so on. And after that, once completed, do the what they call it, testing, commissionings, and the more important is the fine tuning, because sometimes system can be designed in a perfect way, but the nature of people when they use the building sometimes affect the operation. This is where need to fine tune the building from time to time according to the operations of the building. So the summary of the retrofitting is first they tackle the the active design, but simultaneously once the roof actually is the wall is about to repair, and then they improve the passive design of the what they call the building, so that in fact, it's a combination of retrofitting of make it less heat penetrate the building, plus it's renovations because it's time to change, to change the wall and so on. So, but they put the insulation so that less heat penetrate to the building, so that it will reduce the amount of cooling energy use. And the rest actually to change the light from various metal halide as well as fluorescent and down to LED. And the last one is the cooling system. I mentioned just now, don't have a heavy chiller. They only have the split unit, but they changed the old split unit to the high efficient, which is in Malaysia, we have this minimum energy performance standard 5-star ratings on the air conditioning system. And some sustainable features rainwater. So this is the savings achieved by changing or retrofitting one by one, starting from the lighting. Okay, this building, 81% of energies come from the consumption of aircon and lighting. So meaning to say, that's why they target only lighting and aircon here. So retrofit the lightings. So the total savings about 60%, easy to measure because it's one-to-one. And for the air conditioning system, also easy to measure because before and after, saving 30%. But the difficult part to measure is the passive design, because after they change, they improve the insulations, it's not, I mean, easy to measure because the savings also not directly can be measured by equipment, and also energy management also. But at the end, what we do actually, we compare, because the operation is consistent from time to time, is consistent, and we compare the energy bills. It's reduced about 64%, and actually it what they call qualify for ZEB ready. In terms of year, this is a year that I want to show. They do it step by step. In 2015, it's a baseline. They didn't do any energy management or energy savings program. And after that, they do the quick energy audit and retrofit. They do basic energy management to the staff as well as to the operators, the maintenance. And 2007, they're retrofitting the light. 2018, they continue to retrofit the passive system, as well as later the econ system. Why we choose 2009? Because it is before the pandemic. If we choose 2020 and 21, there's some interruptions because of the what they call shutdown due to the pandemic. But even in 2019, after full operations, the saving is 64%. So we hope they will submit the latest one on 2022, because now it's the January, February, so they already have the data for that. So we hope the saving will be reduced further, because they wanted to improve further some of the lighting system again. And they have planned to improve further this ZEB status, upgrade maybe to near ZEB by having solar photovoltaics. So 20 kilowatt photovoltaics have been recommended. So be able to improve the reductions up to 88% totals there. We have problem to make it 100% because in Malaysia, if you wanted to install solar photovoltaic, the capacity of solar photovoltaic cannot be more than 75% of the maximum demand. Yeah, so that's the area. But there's a trick to how to do that, make it 100%. This is the photos of the building, improve the passive design, and also the lighting system and the cooling system. In Malaysia, as mentioned just now, we have a program certification for zero energy building. We adopt the Green Pass. Green Pass actually is a construction industry standard 20. published by the Construction Industry Development Board. And ZEB Malaysia in 2015, we adopt the operational carbon part and they make it sustainable energy low carbon building assessment, Green Pass, which is also suitable for zero energy. So when I attend the training in Japan on ZEB, we look what we have. In fact, the methodology of ZEB and the current rating system of diamond that we have actually is matching. So we don't need to reinvent a new system. We just use whatever we already have available in Malaysia. I think that's all the experience of retrofitting the existing building in Malaysia of this case of existing building. Thank you very much.